We back, yeah, we back. Episode is this? Episode 73. Is episode 73? Can't be episode 73. It is episode 73. Wow. Episode 73. It is September 28th. It is 5:25 p.m. I am here. I just got a lot of things done. I did go outside. As y'all see from the last video that I posted. Coming outside, it was raining. I didn't get to take the pictures that I wanted to take. But that's fine. That is perfectly fine. And now I am here. I'm about to record this next episode. I ate. I had a good, pretty much had a good day. Pretty much had a great day. I'm about to light this candle. I was thinking about changing the background color. I don't know which color I should go with though. What y'all think? Red. I don't really like the red. It depends on like what I'm wearing. It gotta contrast well with what I'm wearing at the time. For this one, I think I'll just go stick with the blue. Stick with the Rams colors. Green. I kind of like the green for this one. I seen this candle at Target that I wanted to buy, but I didn't buy it. And it was cheap too. It was only $5. I don't know why I didn't buy it. It was I forgot the name what it was called. It's a nice small pretty candle. Episode 73. Yo, how y'all like the sidebar? How y'all like the sidebar? I've been getting a lot of dope reviews on the sidebar. I might start doing those every once in a while. Little sidebar. Episode 73, You Need to Forgive. When I read this title, I think about it. Obviously I think about it. But I think about it in terms of to what extent. To what extent. I have a very interesting relationship with forgiveness because I haven't always been, well, I'm not perfect now, but I haven't always been who I am now, where I'm actually cognizant of the things that I do and I actually pay attention to how my actions affect people. So I've been forgiven in my life, right? I've been forgiven by plenty of people, but it's hard for me to forgive, which is it's just true. It's true. It's hard for me to forgive. And when I see the title is "You Need to Forgive," I think, to what extent? To what extent do I need to forgive? Can I forgive and not? Can we forgive and not like have that person in our lives still, or do we have to forgive and accept them back into our lives, and we accept them back into our lives to what extent? To the same extent that they were at when they betrayed us, hurt us, whatever the case may be, whatever they're being forgiven for, right? They let us down at some point to need forgiveness, right? And maybe some situations might not be as big and as broad as others. I actually don't like this green. I'm gonna stick to the blue. Some situations may not be as big and as broad, and may be easier to forgive certain situations than others. But at the end of the day, to what extent? To what extent do you have to forgive people, right? Um, there's another thing that I read that has nothing to do with, I guess, forgiveness, but it says some people barely know themselves, so why do we need to care about what they think about us, right? So if you're doing something, you're going through your daily life, and through your actions, you inadvertently hurt somebody, of course you're gonna want forgiveness for that, right? But to what extent do you need to ask for that forgiveness, right? If somebody makes the decision to move on from you, right, and go about their lives, you need to allow them to do that. Don't force anybody to want to be. Don't force anybody to be a part of your life. You should have way more self-respect for yourself, way more respect for yourself than to sit there and try to force somebody to be a part of your life. So forgiveness is interesting. I haven't read this chapter, obviously, so I am going to read it and see if we can come to an understanding. An understanding. Comment down below based on just the title. How do you feel about forgiveness? Do we need to forgive? Should we forgive? And to be non-biased, right? If we want forgiveness and if we want forgiveness, then we should also grace forgiveness, right? We should also be able to forgive the people that hurt us, just like the people that we hurt, they forgive us, right? So it says, It's an absolute essential practice, and to ensure you're not holding any grudges. These grudges pull you down. It's an absolute essential practice to ensure you're not holding any grudges. These grudges pull you down. Now, let me ask you a question. Is what denotes a grudge? Because not kicking somebody out your life, but removing somebody out your life because they've hurt you one too many times, or they betrayed you one too many times, or you just see things in them that aren't conducive to you, right? And you just stop talking to them. You cut them off. Is that necessarily a grudge, or is that just self-worth? Is that having enough self-worth to know that this person doesn't benefit me in any way, and hey, I probably don't benefit them in any way, so it's best we just part ways. And that goes for not relationships, but that goes for friendships, family, whatever. Yeah, whatever the situation is. It goes for a lot of things. And obviously, when we think about this situation, and we think about it in context of relationships, right? But it could go for anything. So he says, forgiving others, and I truly mean forgiving them, is not uh condoning what they did to you. It's making the decision that you will no longer allow that bullshit to hold you down. So yeah, you can forget. See, forgiveness is for you, it's not for them. Forgiveness is when you forgive somebody, is not for them. It's not to validate them or um condone their actions, right? Or say their actions are okay. It's for you to get over the hurt and for you to be able to move on with your life. And yes, when you forgive somebody, you can forgive them, and they don't need to know that you forgiven them, right? So you can be hurt by somebody, kick them out your life, and then forgive them on your own time and under your own accord. Doesn't necessarily have to be telling them, "Oh, I forgive you." You don't have to verbalize that forgiveness, right? Of course, don't hold no grudge, don't hold no ill will, no malice towards them, but just whatever. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. We've all had horrible things done to us, and honestly, we may have also done horrible things to others. Think about how toxic it is to continue reliving these moments, filling your present tense with regrets, pain, and eventual depression. Yeah, as we living in our present, that's another thing. As we living in our present, we can't let the past affect what we got going on now. So, so that is part of forgiveness. Is when you're not sitting there constantly beating yourself up for allowing the betrayal that you've been through, the hurt that you've been through, affect the beauty of what this moment is. Because whether you know it or not, this moment is beautiful. You breathing subconsciously, you thinking the millions of thoughts that's going through your head right now. You listening to this video, you understanding or listening to the breakdown and having your own thoughts based on what I'm saying. Beautiful moment. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful moment. And you need to cherish that. Not necessarily look back on the negative things that occurred in your life, right? And not necessarily thinking about the positive that's going to occur in your future. The present is a present, so every moment we need to be unwrapping it. Every moment you should be unwrapping that present and being blessed that you have it, because the present has your name on it. The future may not have it. It's not guaranteed. The past happened already. You opened that gift already. You played with it. You enjoyed it. You moved on. Now you got a new gift, a new moment, a new breath, currently, right now. So don't hold no grudges. Don't bring any malice, any ill will towards anybody into your thing, because that forgiveness is for you. It's for your it's for your salvation. It's for your, what's the word? It's for your peace of mind. It's for your greatness, right? You don't want to be held down by the thoughts of negativity. That's just one more negative thought, two more negative thoughts, three more negative thoughts that's gonna hold you down, right? And of course, you can have a person, right, and say they not necessarily broke your heart, but they betrayed you one time, two times, three times, right? Over, say, the course of 5 years. You could remember that person. You could cut them off because whatever your threshold for disappointment or letdown or betrayal is. Everyone has a different threshold. Some people cut people off after the first mistake. Some people the second mistake, the third betrayal, the fourth heartbreak, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, everyone has a different threshold for what they allow in their life. And you don't always have to remember somebody based on the bad that they or the negative that they had or caused in your life, right? So those three betrayals, although they may be big ones, you gotta realize why you had that person in your life in the first place. They brought you some type of joy at some point, I will hope, right? So you wanna remember them for the good that they did and forget about the bad, but make sure that you understand the bad in terms of not going back down that path, right? You got to take the lesson. You got to take the lesson and start seeing the way that they moved, and you see that in other people, like even if it's many minute details, and you see just the character. You learn your character, you learn other people's character, and you learn how people interact in certain situations, and that's how you can avoid disappointment in the future. But in the present, you gotta live blissful, you gotta live love, you gotta live life, you gotta live to the fullest. Don't you can't waste it, you can't squander the time, or you can't squander the present. That's my take on it. Mental anguish has physical consequences, and these can take days off your life. Holding this stuff on your shoulders is a burden only you hold, not the person you're holding them against. 100%. 100%. Like I said, you need to forgive them for yourself, not for them. Whether they know you forgiving them or not, it has no bearing on your life. As long as you, deep down in your heart, in your heart of hearts, in your mind, because of course, the heart is just a romanticized part of your mind or your brain. As long as you forgiving them there, everywhere else doesn't matter. Because your peace is what matters. And of course, that it shows when, like I said earlier in the thing, when you hold in that regret, it's a mental burden on your mind. And then mentally, if you're mentally defeated, your body will slowly be defeated with it. It will slowly fall, right? It will slowly fall. So what you got to do is forgive them, because it not only releases any negativity out of your mind, but it brings your shoulders back up. So it's not weighed down with the regret or the disappointment or the negative thoughts in general. I think I'm gonna turn this light on because it's getting dark. Or the negative thoughts in general is too bright. Way too bright. So yeah. He says Nelson Mandela said that it is drinking poison and hoping to kill the other person. Correct. Correct. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't have, and I can say this for myself too, right? Sometimes I don't think about my actions, how my actions affect other people, right? So somebody keep calling me from this random number. So um so saying you forgive somebody, or all right, so somebody may not know how their actions affected you, and you can tell them, right? After whatever situation goes down, you feel hurt, you feel betrayed, they lied to you, whatever the case may be. You can tell them, listen, I feel some type of way, but they still may not understand. They might not have the mental fortitude to really understand how their actions affected you. So you forgiving them is not going to affect them either. Your forgiveness is for your peace. Remember that. Your peace. He goes on to say, we all fuck up. Rather than continuously beating ourselves up over it, forgive yourself. Letting go of the past will give you more of everything to create in the future. Yeah, we all, listen, we all make mistakes. I've made some of the greatest mistakes in my life. And guess what? I lived with them. I'm living with them. Do I sit there and be sad over them every single day? No, I have my days where it's like, all right, I think about the past. And I'm not saying to never think about the past, right? We all think about the past at some point, because you can't build your future or plan your future without thinking about the past. You can't live in the present without thinking about the past a little bit, right? Because it's there. It's the thought is there. It's you got to control that thought. You got to be able to say, all right, enough is enough. I thought about it. I did what I had to do. It happened. Let it go. Is when it's you can think about it, but when it's affecting you negatively, that's when the issue comes. And it sounds contradictory, right? Oh, don't think about the past. Is worry about the present. The present. But no, the past is what makes the present possible. Possible. So of course we're no, I'm not saying never be sad, never be overwhelmed or mad about the past. I'm saying don't let it affect you. Learn from it. If you take that lesson, you look back at it as a lesson. And if you're looking back at it, you should be looking back at the positive out of it, not just a negative aspect or beating yourself up for moves that you should have made. Right? You look at it when something in your present arises that you've been through. That's when you look at the past and you're like, you know what? I've been here before. I've seen this scenario before. What did I do back then that led me here? And what do I want to do now that's going to lead me further? Right? Um, yeah. He said, this is in no way, shape, or form that it's easy, but it's worth it. He's saying that this is no way. He's not saying that it's going to be easy. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. It's hard. Life is hard, man. Like, I can tell you story after story after story after story of things that I've been through, right? I I could tell you story after story after story, right? And I can break it down to you, tell you what I did wrong, how I was wronged, how other people were wronged, and just what I would have did differently, right? But now I have the experience, and I'm taking my experience with me to the future. I'm keeping my experience for the present. So in no way, shape, or form is this journey that we on of discovering ourselves and discovering how we are and what we do that makes us that can make us better, right? Because we're all in this. Well, I hope that you guys are listening to this and learning from this to better understand yourselves and better put yourselves in situations that you are fitted for, right? And the most important person you gotta forgive is yourself. You gotta forgive yourself, because if you're beating yourself up every day for the mistakes you made in the past, you'll never make it to the future. You'll always be living in the past. You'll always be living in your past self. You gotta allow yourself grace. You're the only person that's with yourself 100% of the time. So be your best friend. Be your number one fan. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, and we've all made them. We've all made mistakes. I don't trust anybody that hasn't made a mistake. Can't. Why not? Because you trust people that say they never made a mistake. You're going to be their first mistake. So I still hold pain for transgressions in the past, and I remind myself daily to let it go. Correct. Correct. There's things that I've done to people that I regret. That I regret every day subconsciously. I don't sit there and think about it every day, but it comes moments and times where I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking about, damn, I made it this far, and then I think about, damn, I've hurt people on my path. People have hurt me on their path, right? And I gotta forgive myself, because hopefully they forgive me, right? Hopefully they forgive me, but I'll never know. You know why? Because they were strong enough to, when I hurt them, to move on from me, and I commend them for that, right? As they should. Just like if people hurt you, move on from this. Life is too short to be dealing with people that don't take your feelings into consideration. And of course, I say be selfish and this, that, and the third. Yeah, but you can be selfish and respectable at the same time. You can be respectable and honest and forthcoming to people at the same time. It's all about how you want to be, how you want to live. Do you want to live righteous, or do you want to just squander, just bullshit around, right? Hurting people, doing whatever the fuck you want to do. Nah, you can't do that. Yeah, you shouldn't. Forgiving is a personal exercise and doesn't need to be announced or shared. Correct. See, I understand now. I understand. Forgiveness is a personal project. It's a personal exercise. It's personal. It's for you. It's not for the other person. It's 100% for you. And as long as you can forgive yourself and forgive the other person within yourself, not the other person within yourself, but forgive the other person that hurt you and forgive them within yourself. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It does make sense. If you could forgive them and not necessarily have to tell them you forgive them, but just forgive them. I feel like I'm talking in circles, but y'all understand. You need to truly, forgive to feel it. We've all done it. There are things we carry about 5 years ago, but can laugh off now. Make the choices that allow you to laugh this stuff off even earlier. So yeah, it takes time sometimes, right? To when you get on these journeys and you learning yourself. In the moment, you may not realize how you hurt someone, or you may realize how you hurt someone, but you may not understand why. You know what I mean? Like there's surface level things, but then there's like deeper aspects as to like the real reason as to why someone was hurt by your actions, right? And it's all situational, of course, all situational. But the more we know ourselves, and the more we are able to, I don't really know how to express it. I don't really know how to express this thought. The more we know ourselves, and the more we're willing to be our true selves and respect our true selves, the better chance we have of not hurting people, right? Because you can be your true self and not be afraid to be your true self, and give people those, not necessarily warnings, but let them know who you are in real life, so that they don't get tied up in thinking you're someone that you're not. You know what I mean? The first person you got to be honest with is yourself. Yeah. I love I love you for taking the time to read this, listen to this, watch this, right? Because I'm reading the book, but I'm giving my own interpretation to you guys, so it's you guys understand the situation. Um, and it feels awesome that you enjoy the writing, which the listening, which further motivates me to share the stuff that has helped me, which is me learning about myself on camera for my future self, so that when I'm in a space that I know I'm gonna get to, however long it's gonna take me to get there, I have a plan. I know the time frame, right? But I'm not holding myself so stoned to that, because things happen. You got I let myself what's the word? I give myself grace to fail, right? I give myself opportunity to fail. I give myself space to fail, right? And it's not to say that I'm going in there knowing I'm gonna lose. It's saying I'm going in there knowing things will happen. And I'm not I'm pre-planned for that, so that when they do fail, I can just be like, you know what? Cool. Now I know what I really gotta do. So where was I? Yeah, these videos are for me in the future. It's for my future self, so I can look back and be like, you know what? I went through the process. I did it. I did what I had to do. I created. I learned myself. I sacrificed these. And it's not really a sacrifice because I'm enjoying the journey, but I sacrificed this time to learn myself. And now that I've learned as much as I can, and I'm still learning to this day, the day that I look back on this, I'm gonna learn something new that day too. Man, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, and I'm watching this video, I'm gonna have learned something. I'll probably have a whole different perspective on forgiveness. You never know. I mean, it's good to see how your views and ideas change. So he says, there's always people in the world who will exploit your need to care and share. Don't let them kill that in you. Take risks, keep meeting new people, and you'll meet people you deserve and appreciate to love. You want to shout. What? I'm sorry, I can't read. Don't let them kill that in you. Take risks, keep meeting new people, and you'll meet people who deserve and appreciate the love you want to shower. It would be all of them, but that's life. It won't be all of them, but that's life. Yeah, correct. Be a genuine person. Be genuine to everybody you come across, right? And then knowing that everyone may not be genuine, right? But you're not giving to receive. And I did that video a while back too. You're not giving your love to receive love back. You're giving your love because that's truly what you want to do. And when you do things out of expectation and you're doing it just based on pure intentions of making the other person happy, you can't fail. Whether that person reciprocates or not, you did your best, right? You did what you wanted to do. So yeah, go forward and go forward, making sure that no one has to ever forgive you for your actions. If that it makes sense. Like, go forward in terms of being the most genuine person you can be and being honest when things aren't looking the way you want them to look, or things aren't going the way you want them to look. Be honest with whatever the situation is, so that you don't have to move weird based on it. So he says, forgive yourself and forgive others. You deserve the life free from such pointless burdens. Yeah, a grudge or feeling some type of way about someone and not being happy in general, or not being content with the person you are, or having to knowing that people are out there that have to forgive you, have to give you grace or validate your experiences, doesn't feel good. So forgive the people that have hurt you, and you don't necessarily have to call them and be like, "Oh, I forgive you." You may have never talked to that person for 2, 5 years, 20 years, or past, right? Whatever. Forgive the situation. Forgive yourself for putting yourself in situations, right? Forgive yourself for failing, right? Some people beat themselves up for failing. I failed. I should have did this. I should have did that. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and get back on it. Get back on it, because the only way you fail is if you don't keep trying. The only way you lose is if you don't keep going. You know what I mean? In a marathon, there's one guy, it took him like 80 years to complete a marathon. He took a detour and kept going on about his life. And then he was like, oh, you know what? I was doing this. I was in a marathon 80 years ago. And he finished the race. He finished the race 80 years later. There's no time frame on completion. Certain things, obviously, right? Take this into context. But as long as you keep working at it every day, well, maybe not every day, but as much as you can every day, it's not over until you pass. And that's the one thing we're all in life guaranteed, is to die. We're all guaranteed. I guarantee you're gonna die. Put $1 million on it, you will die. I'm gonna die. Right? Everyone watching this video will die. Everybody that you about to go share this video with is gonna die. And share this to somebody that you forgave. Share this to somebody that you haven't talked to in a couple months, right? Just share it to them and be like, I forgive you. Or share this to yourself. Keep watching it, keep listening, and find the niches, the niches of where you need to forgive yourself, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself. With that being said, I guess I could read the quote. You know what's sad? I still haven't learned this quote word for word yet. But with that being said, I'm gonna read the quote, let you guys get out of here. Let myself get out of here. I'm gonna go shower, read some other stuff, watch some other stuff, relax, and then probably, what time is it now? Probably in the next, like, probably by 11, I'll probably record another video, to be honest. I'll probably record another video by like 11 o'clock. So I'll probably do episode 74. Sheesh. We about to only have 25 videos left, episodes. But yeah, as y'all know, y'all can say it with me. Y'all can like, comment, subscribe. Y'all can click off this video because y'all already know the quote. Y'all can share this to your friends, family, the people that you want to forgive you, the people that you've done wrong, the people that you want to forgive you, or the people that you want to forgive, or the people that you have forgiven and they just don't know it yet. And not to say that you got to bring them back into your life. You just let them sleep with ease as well as you sleeping with ease. This is this is it. This is the release. I forgive you. This is the release. You know what I mean? And now when you go to sleep tonight, you can sleep just that much more peaceful without having a burden of disappointment in your past. All right? So, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. While I was reading, I had a quick thought. I had two quick thoughts, and they're contradictory to each other. So I'm going to say them, and I'm just going to end the video. Forgive everybody, right? And that's the first thought. Like, everybody should be forgiven because it's for you. It's something that you're doing to ease your mind, to release your shoulders, the burden, taking it off, putting it down, and leaving it there, keeping it pushing, right? But some things are unforgivable.